Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle, and today I'm going to be answering a question that has to do with your race. How race impacts your dating life. Let's have a look at the question. It says, can you make a video on the actual impact of race on a man's success in the dating world? As a lot of studies suggest, being white has a massive advantage compared to being Asian. Okay, we're going to have to look into online dating statistics to really drill down how important race is. Okay? And a lot of this stuff is kind of taboo to talk about online, to conduct studies like this. They quote all these studies from back in like 2015 when you could actually talk about these things. It's having to do with OkCupid. Who uses OkCupid at this point? That's like over 10 years ago. Okay, they still bring up these studies because that's the only relevant study. There's very few studies that actually pinpoint how important race is in your overall success in the online dating sphere because it's a taboo topic. Dating apps don't want you to know about this. Dating apps don't want to release the statistics about this because, it hurts their bottom line, obviously. So we're going to have to do some research to kind of figure out how important race is. There's not very much out there at this point because they've been scrubbed out. Like no one wants to research this topic about which race women prefer. But anyways, let's dig down into it. We're not afraid to go into these taboo topics. So let's have a look. Okay, this is from NPR. It's fairly reputable, I think. It says odds favor white men, Asian women on dating apps. And this is my experience as well. I live in a very high Asian population. Let's just say I have a lot of experience with Asian women because there's a lot of them around me. And yes, you see white guys with Asian girls all the time. People don't even give you a second look at this point. It's so common. It's a common thing to see. It's probably the most biracial couple you'll see is the white guy, Asian female. So yes, there's no getting around this. You'll see this everywhere. Okay, researchers recently took data from a Facebook app, Are You Interested, and found that not only is race a factor in our online dating interests, but particular races get disproportionately high and low amounts of interest. Of the 2.4 million heterosexual interactions researchers reviewed, the findings show women get 3 times the interactions men do. I think this is way downplaying this. I think women get hundreds more interactions than men do. I don't really believe this statistic at all. All men seem to be more interested in people outside their race. I think this is because guys are more willing to shoot their shot outside of their race when it's just a dating app. They're not worried about rejection. They just fire off a like. They send a little message. So yes, they're a little more brazen to go outside of their race in online dating environments, which is why they're more likely to shoot their shot outside their race in an online environment where they don't have to risk rejection. Black men and women get the lowest response rates to their messages. All women except black women are most drawn to white men, and men of all races, with one notable exception, prefer Asian women. Yeah, I agree with this. The business site Quartz graphed these preferences using data on the percentages of yes responses to the Are You Interested question on the app. The data suggests some uncomfortable stories about racial preferences in online dating. Back in 2009, the folks at OkCupid culled through the site's data and similarly found that race played a big role in who would respond to messages, with some similar and a few different findings. Some quick facts from OkCupid data: black women respond the most, white men got more replies from almost every group, white women prefer white men, Asian and Latino women prefer them even more exclusively. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. That's pretty much the extent of the data that they go through. I mean, using 2009 OkCupid data, I mean, it's okay. And then this Facebook app, Are You Interested? Like, who uses that? Like, no one uses that. So these findings are a little bit out there. But what people don't seem to realize is that the guys in the top 10% profiles, they're the ones that are getting all the messages, getting all the dates, getting all the hookups, getting all the relationships, okay? And guess what? It could be any one race, okay? It could be a white guy. It could be a black guy. It could be a Middle Eastern guy. It could be an Asian guy, okay? If you get into that top 10% profile ground, you will be monopolizing the whole dating environment. Your pictures and profile is so much better than everybody else's. And what they fail to realize, what they fail to notice in these studies is that if the vast majority of men, in your area are white, guess who's most likely to be in that top 10% profile? Okay? It's most likely going to be a white guy. He's going to be mopping up all these women because, yes, he's that much better. His profile is that much better than everybody else's. Okay? It's just statistics. Okay? If there's more white guys competing in the environment, there's a high probability that one of them will be in that top 10%, in which case he's going to clean up with all the other races. Okay? But guess what? A black guy can be in that top 10%. An Asian guy can be in that top 10%. Middle Eastern guy can be in a top 10%. Doesn't matter. You get a good enough profile and suddenly the world changes. Suddenly race doesn't matter anymore because you're so much better. Okay? All the stereotypes go out the window when you look good. Your pictures look good. I want to see this guy. I wonder what he's like. I don't care about his race. Look at his pictures. That's all that matters. Race does not matter, okay? But they never address the fact that if a lot of white guys are competing, there's a high likelihood that one of those guys is going to reach that top 10% and he's going to clean it up, okay? But guess what? A black guy can get in that top 10% and we can work out, make the most of his pictures, make the most of his wardrobe, like maximize his profile, and suddenly he's cleaning up. He's mopping up all these women of all these different races. This is how this works, okay? You reach a certain threshold online and the rules change, okay? You're no longer screened out because of your race, okay? You're screened in because you look good. You look better than all the other profiles. Okay, this is how this works. Okay, there's no getting around this. Statistics bear out that it's easier for white guys, okay? But it doesn't address the fact that how many white guys are competing, okay? If there is a lot of white guys competing, there's a high probability that one of them will be in that top 10%. Just like if there's a lot of black guys competing in this online dating environment, there's a high probability that one of those black guys is going to reach the top 10%. The whole dating game is going to change for him, okay? Suddenly he's getting all this action from all these different races when the OkCupid stats, in the Facebook app, the Facebook Are You Interested stats said, nope, they're not interested in black guys. No, they are once you reach a certain threshold. Once you're better than a lot of other guys, you reach that top 10% and the rules all change. Okay, it just goes out the window. Stereotypes don't matter anymore. Okay? This is how this works. So if you want to have a good time online, whether you're Asian, whether you're Southeast Asian, whether you're white, black, doesn't matter. You're going to have to get into that top 10% profile, which means making sure your wardrobe is tight. You look good. Your haircut, your facial hair, your body, your skin, everything, and your pictures. You're going to take thousands of pictures, okay? Different outfits, different environments, different poses. Okay, by the time you're done, you're gonna be like, damn, I look good. Wow, like I can't even recognize myself. I look that good. That is what we're going for here. Okay, you're gonna look so good in those pictures that it'll be almost catfishing. Once they see you in person, they'll be like, okay, he doesn't look quite as good as his pictures, but he still looks damn good. Okay, that's good enough. You've passed the looks threshold. You have a shot with this woman now. So many guys out there don't want to put in the work. They just take a couple pictures and they think, oh yeah, I'm good. You're not even close to the top 10% profiles, which is why you will totally struggle with online dating. And you'll think, oh, it's just because of my race. It's because of my race that I'm not getting any traction. No, it's because your pictures suck. Okay, that is the harsh truth. Okay, it's gonna take work to get really good pictures. It's gonna take work to make the most of what you have. If you're in shape, we're gonna show that off. If you're super tall, we're gonna show that off. We're gonna make the most of your strengths and minimize your weaknesses. Okay, but everything has to be top notch. The posing, the facial expressions, everything is going to be perfect. You're going to put way more work into this profile than any other guy out there, which is why your profile is going to be 1,000,000 times better than all the other guys out there. Okay? No guy on online dating that's cleaning up just goes, uploads the pictures, and he's getting laid. Doesn't happen. You got to really put in work for this to elevate yourself above the masses, above the thousands of other men out there that are competing for the same women you are. Doesn't matter which race you are, you have got to get into that top 10% profile, or you're going to have a terrible time online. You're going to be like, oh, this online thing is so terrible. These women are so trashy. I hate online dating. Yeah, you hate it because you haven't reached that threshold yet. Okay? And it does take work. Okay? There's a lot that goes into maximizing your profile. But once it's done, you can set this stuff on autopilot. You know, it's the easiest thing in the world to rack up tons of dates, tons of lays, tons of relationships. Once you've maximized that profile, then you can sit back. Then this game is easy. The hard work starts by maximizing your profile, maximizing your pictures, maximizing your posing, your facial expressions, you know, the environment, the photo editing. A lot goes into that as well. You can't just half-ass this online dating stuff, okay? It's a process. It's an evolving process to make it better and better each time. Better pictures each time. And the more those pictures improve, the better your results will get. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you need help doing this, there's coaching links down below. I will guide you through this entire process. And of course, I guarantee your results. 100% money back guarantee. If you're not happy, if I don't solve your problems, I will give you all your money back. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching.